I don't come out to a lot of demonstrations, but when I do, I socially distance. I am 65 at risk for COVID, but people need to know that Trump is all out for fascism. He really would like to create a fascist state, to create a police state. So the beginnings of fascism, where it really became apparent to me, was the unmarked vans in Portland, Oregon, where he started kidnapping people to interrogate them. And they wouldn't identify who they were, what organization they were with, but he just thinks he can do whatever he wants. And if he wins, it will get much worse. He is trying to call himself the law and order candidate, and I believe his real plan is to cause chaos for the next 60 days, demand law and order and say he's the only one who can do it. And what he has done, nothing to help Black Lives Matter, nothing to support getting rid of bad cops. He's done nothing to take leadership in building unity. He wants things to get so bad in this country that people will welcome quote unquote law and order. He wants to create chaos, so then this is what Hitler did. He wants to create enough chaos that people will welcome fascism. And that is a strategy for the next, till the election.
Trump has a lot of supporters behind him. What do you think that they're not understanding that other people do?
I think what they're not understanding is that he's just playing them for their own, fears, off their own fears. Like, if you have problems, it's because another race is screwing you. It's because immigrants are screwing you. It's because black people are screwing you. So he's trying, rather than solve a problem, he's trying to increase social division. I don't think he thinks that deeply. He's just an opportunist that is playing people's fears and people's poverty. So what he promised 4 years ago was to make things better, and what he's made things better for was the stock market, but no more jobs. And no jobs. He hasn't transformed the economy and built a sustainable economic system that can last. He's enabled the oil companies, which is enabling things like hurricanes every month and enabling global warming to accelerate. So what I think those Trump supporters, need to know is that he doesn't really care about them individually. He's a narcissist, and he cares about him. He cares about his power, and so he really, by not wearing masks and his own brother dying of COVID, he just really doesn't care about anyone. On the other hand, I'm not a Biden supporter. I'm a Green Party activist. I'm not voting for Biden, but in California, I easily have the freedom to not vote for Biden. My wife is so scared of Trump, she's going to vote for Biden anyway. But personally, I would, in California, I wouldn't waste my vote on Biden. If you're in a swing state, you might consider voting for him, but at the same time, spending 99% of your time building a movement for change, for Medicare for all, for a Green New Deal, put the pressure on the first day that Biden gets in office. So many of us, especially Bernie supporters, so many of us think the Democratic Party is hopeless, that they're both corporate parties. Next week, Biden is going to be campaigning on law and order. And it's a time where I can understand why he's doing that, because of Trump's plan to use law and order to get elected. But really, Biden hasn't done a good enough job of addressing Black Lives Matter, of addressing Medicare for all in the time of the pandemic, and addressing a guaranteed annual income, which was a really important thing brought up in this campaign cycle. If there was ever a time for Medicare for all and a guaranteed annual income, it's right now. And the rich are so damn rich. Bezos has gotten so rich in the last 4 months. $80 billion more, while people can't even stay in their homes. But I think this third party idea for 2024 is really good. I think it's very hopeful that we can just tell the Democrats that we've had it with their rightist tendencies, that they don't take care of business. A whole generation of young people saddled with debt, college debt, or no jobs that are building a new world that's sustainable. It's so sad. It's so sad. Here we are in this big mess, and there's no leadership in the Democratic Party. At the top, anyway. There is other people, like I'm a big fan of AOC. It's hard when when you try and work within the Democratic Party and then they screw you over in the end, like the trick they pulled in getting Bernie out in Texas. So it's hard, you know. People try and work within. Bernie tried to work within, and he got screwed. And he's really the one who could get people off their butts and vote. I have a feeling we're going to have a very low turnout election, and that's because there's no motivation. It's like because Biden isn't out there motivating people, and it's really sad. Bernie is motivating people every day. He's motivating people about what we need to do, even though he's not a presidential candidate. But as far as national politics, a lot of people have had it with the two-party system.